Look, the government knew about this. I mean, it's just sad, man. All right, he's about to say that it's like blackmail or whatever. They like used it as blackmail. I mean, maybe. We're in the big 226, dog. I don't know. I don't know, man. Blackmailing over some cross-dressing, right? A little dominatrix action. That's nothing. That's nothing. Like there's way worse blackmail going on in our government. Okay. For sure. But anyway, this whole story is it is funny, right? But it's also sad. It's also sad and funny at the same time. Like it's really strange. Okay, you don't really see shit like this a lot. I mean, it is kind of a meme, right? Conservative men in the closet. Yeah, like that is. It's like a funny haha, I guess. But like it's genuinely sad. It's a sad situation. I hate that that Mr. Gnome felt the need to hide his true self from everyone. So
government picks somebody like Christine
also
Gnome
his wife
to be
shot
a part
a
of the
puppy.
administration.
Welcome back to J-Star. Don't forget to join the official J-Star Discord server. That's right. I'm gonna start reminding everybody at the beginning of these videos, join the J-Star Discord server. It's there that you can talk with like-minded people. You can say whatever you want. No filter. Okay? You can but there is a rules section. Okay, please check the rules. You can get all of my content. You can get all the notifications. And you can even suggest videos for me to react to live on stream. Let's go. Let's go. Anyway, this video is called MAGA Was Always Going to Be This by Tom.
Started taking shots at all these different people. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, and he's on Truth Social, and he's taking all these shots at all these people who have been supporting him for years. All of these people supported him in his last election, and he's on Truth Social
so sad,
bitching about them, that they're traitors and that they don't love America and they're not about MAGA. And then you have Laura Loomer going on her little podcast or whatever.
Dude, talk about how she took pictures of, or she got one of her followers like stalked Hassan and took pictures of him while he was sleeping.
This ugly,
I'm not even
evil
kidding.
bitch of a woman just talking about how she's the reason Tucker Carlson got excommunicated from everything.
Yeah, I'm just going to admit it. I sent the president Tucker Carlson's clip so he can see the shit that he says about him. I do. And I want that motherfucker Tucker Carlson to know that I'm the one who knifed him from the front. I want him to know.
Dude, why does she look like that, bro? What was she thinking, dog? She looks like a space alien. She looks like a fucking Gray from the moon, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is so crazy to me,
I'm not
man.
talking about physical violence, physical knifing. But yeah, I'm the one that sent the president all your shit, Tucker, because he deserves to see the fact that you are lying about him, and you are smearing him, and you are saying the most vile things about our country and our president, and you are creating so much chaos, you're going to cause the Democrats to take the House and the Senate.
And then you have Trump complaining about Candace Owens with the cheap Macron shit, talking about how Candace Owens is ugly or something. But, you know, regardless of all the stuff he said, the one thing that kind of hurts to see, the one thing that is just kind of depressing to look at, is the way he treated Alex. Trump is going after Alex Jones, and he's celebrating the fact that Alex has...
Yeah, I mean, it's especially crazy because Alex, he pivoted, right, after the settlement. I don't know if it was really a pivot, but it was more like he like bent the knee after those parents successfully sued him. And he was all pro-Trump during the Epstein shit. He was like crying, okay, but he didn't attack Trump. He was just like, I'm so shocked right now, like, this can't be true, like, all this shit. Like, even after Alex Jones is the OG conspiracy theorist, and when the Epstein files came out, he defended Trump. And now Trump is like that That traitor Alex Jones, bro. It's crazy.
He says, yeah, he lost all his money because of the Sandy Hook school shooting and how Alex said it was a hoax and that's why you lost everything and he deserved to lose everything and he's weird and he's all these things. And you hate to see it. You hate to see Trump talk about Alex of all people like this because out of everybody who supported Trump, Alex was there at the very beginning. He did an interview with Trump back in 2015. And in that interview, Trump talked about how Alex was great at what he did. He was the best, one of the best journalists of the time. He was one of his favorite supporters, how he meant so much to the movement and what he was about. And fast forward just a little bit over a decade later, and Trump is now on Truth Social making fun of Alex for losing everything that he has and for being ridiculed and for being demonized. Alex didn't lose.
Okay, but like, to be fair, man, he did deserve to get ridiculed for that. I mean, not by Trump, but just like in general. Okay, he said those parents were acting. Okay, they were like crying about their children being murdered on TV, and he was like, "Oh, those are paid actors, brother." Like that's
insane. He didn't start losing things until he supported Trump. Alex didn't start getting sued into oblivion for $1 billion until Trump won the election. Alex didn't get banned from.
Yeah. Okay. So that means he didn't deserve to get sued. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. Like he basically spat in the face of the worst victims of that shooting. Like
YouTube,
it's crazy.
Which was like overnight. They didn't even give him a reason. They just removed his channel. He was the first person to get banned in that way for political reasons, and it was 100% because of his support and loyalty to Trump and the fact that Trump won.
Not 100%. Not 100%. That's the thing, bro. Like you're insane. You're insane for thinking that. The fuck is wrong with you, dude? These people, like they have to glaze. They have to. Like the Groypers, none of these people have any fucking consistency. All they care about are individual personalities, ideology, identity politics, like just fundamentalist ideology. That's all they give a fuck about. That's it. There is no consistent application. If you objectively look at what Alex Jones did, and you look at the suit, and you conclude that he was sued because of Donald Trump, you have TDS. You have Trump derangement syndrome, bro. That is crazy. That is actual insanity.
He was one of the main reasons for Trump winning. He was one of the main reasons for Pizzagate becoming a thing, for Hillary Clinton's files and emails getting released everywhere. One of the main reasons we have all the stuff with Epstein that we know now is because of Alex. All the stuff with Julian Assange, all the support and sympathy people had for Assange was because of Alex. Most people wouldn't even know who Julian Assange is if it wasn't for Alex. And he didn't start losing everything until he supported Trump. You have a guy who goes through all of that, even to the point to where Trump won't invite him places, they won't do another interview, they won't talk to him. Like, he distanced himself, but he still loves his support, he still loves his loyalty, and obviously he does, because as soon as Alex questions it, as soon as Alex...
I mean, look, man, he was always a lolcow. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I was on 4chan back then, okay? I remember the vibes, I remember the opinions. By and large, people like you, the proto-Groypers, okay, they saw Alex as on the right side, okay, oh yeah, he's like, we're like-minded, but he was like a lolcow, it was like he was a person to laugh at, to make fun of, to, kind of just, he was a spectacle. He's an entertainer. Alex Jones is a great entertainer. Okay, he is.
Says, hey, there's something wrong going on here. People automatically goes to Truth Social and just lights him up. This guy, I can get Tucker, I can get Candace, I can get all these other people, but Alex has been loyal to Trump since the very beginning. Alex was a Trump supporter before most people, and he stayed a Trump supporter. He is loyal to a fault, all right? I think we can all agree Alex should have stopped supporting Trump years ago, like the most of us. Like most of us should have just stopped years ago, but we didn't, and Alex kept going up until very recently. And that's because that's just the type of person Alex is. He's not a coward. He's not a disloyal snake. He is a loyal patriot. He cares about his country, and he truly believes in the fight. He truly believes that we can overcome all this evil and we can win. And he chose to be loyal to Trump, and he stayed loyal to Trump, and where did that get him? The guy that you lost everything for, the man that you sacrificed relationships, money, your empire, in a sense, all these different things. The person that was the main cause for really all your suffering. Alex Jones would not have gotten sued in the way he did if he wasn't loyal to Trump. Would he have gotten sued? Yeah, but there would not have been as much pressure.
I feel like this narrative isn't really working, man. Like, I don't think it's even going to work on your audience. Because it's just not, it's not that serious. Like, Alex Jones, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about Alex Jones. Okay? I don't know,
on
man.
Alex and the court case and all these
Maybe I'm
different things
crazy.
if it wasn't for his support of Trump. And what does it all lead to? And just a little bit over 10 years after the beginning of all of that, they're making fun of you in front of the entire world. They're literally gloating.
Everybody
at the fact
always
that you lost
was.
everything, and they're deflecting it. They're deflecting it onto other things. They're saying, yeah, he's weird, he's an idiot. They're all stupid. Alex is a stupid idiot. If he's going to say that about Alex Jones, of all people, then Trump has literally no loyalty or honor to anyone that supports him. As soon as you even question him on anything, you're just the next one up on the chopping block, dude. You're just the next one up that's going to face the wall, and he's gonna
no
start taking shots at
loyalty.
you. It's kind of sad.
Trump has loyalty to Israel. Okay, that much we know. Okay, he's got loyalty for Benjamin Netanyahu, maybe Barack.
You know, it was always going to be like this. It was never going to be any different than this. And look at what's left of like MAGA and all these people. And look at the people that they choose. You know, take Kristi Noem, for example. Kristi Noem and her husband. Her husband's this fucking freak. I haven't talked about this yet. I'm pretty sure all of you know. Kristi Noem's husband is a dude who has a second life where he wants to dress up like a woman and wear fake tits and get fucked in the ass or whatever. And everybody was saying, oh, well, he's not actually trans. He's a cross-dresser or whatever the fuck. And now it comes out recently, even more shit about this freak, that he had a 9-year relationship with a dominatrix and he's texting her all this shit about how he wants to get surgery on his face and he wants to get a new ass and he wants to get new tits and he wants to be a fucking, and I quote, a trans slut. You cannot tell me, dude, that this guy's doing this shit for 9 years and his wife has no idea what's going on. Kristi Noem knew that her husband had a pair of fake tits in the closet. She knew all this stuff to the point to where she's fucking another guy. And why does that matter? You would probably think, well, why do you care? Why do we even need to talk about it other than the fact that it's fucking hilarious? Look, dude, it is a South Park episode. Life is South Park, all right? This is literally some shit South Park would do. This is more crazy than what South Park would do. And I know that's insane to even say, but it is. And why is it important? Because if Kristi Noem knew that her husband was this type of person, and how the fuck wouldn't she know if it's going on for 9 fucking years? Probably longer than that. That's just the extent of the relationship that he was having with this dominatrix texting this woman. She obviously knew her husband was doing this. And that's one of the main reasons why she was cheating on him. And why does that matter? Because that means if she knew about this, the fucking government knew about this. There is no way.
Look, the government knew about this. I mean, it's just sad, man. All right, he's about to say that it's like blackmail or whatever. They like used it as blackmail. I mean, maybe. We're in the big 226, dog. I don't know. I don't know, man. Blackmailing over some cross-dressing, right? A little dominatrix action. That's nothing. That's nothing. Like there's way worse blackmail going on in our government. Okay. For sure. But anyway, this whole story is it is funny. Right, but it's also sad. It's also sad and funny at the same time. Like it's really strange. Okay, we don't really see shit like this a lot. I mean, it is kind of a meme, right? Conservative men in the closet. Yeah, like that is. It's like a funny haha, I guess. But like it's genuinely sad. It's a sad situation. I hate that. That Mr. Noem felt the need to hide his true self from everyone. So
government picks somebody like Kristi
also
Noem
his wife
to be
shot
part
a
of the
puppy.
administration to play a role in this without the intelligence agencies knowing about it. They knew about it. Trump probably knew about it. Fuck, they probably all knew, and they still picked her. They still chose to have this person come in and be a part of the administration, even though that's a huge security risk in the government. There's no question about it, dude. They knew. They still let them in because that's the joke. That's the plot twist. They're all freaks. They let them in, not even just for the blackmail angle that could possibly happen later on. It's legit just because a bird of a feather flocked together. They're all like one and the same. And it's kind of funny when you think about the GOP. Like now, and how back in the day, like before, it was always, when it came to like gays and trannies and stuff, they were always the Democrats. It was always the Democrats that had the openly gay people, and then with the Republicans, it was all the closeted gay people. And then now, in this day and age, there's no even like difference, dude. They're all gay. They're all gay, bro. It's gay on both sides. And it's at the point to where the Republican Party and the Trump administration, which at this point are the exact same thing, let's be honest, they support literally like the same shit as the Democrats. You know how all these people, they'll talk about how, well, I'm glad Trump won because now my daughter doesn't have to go to a track meet with a boy. She doesn't have to compete against a man at school. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I voted for Trump and that's what we got. There's no more men and women's sports and I love that. And yet Trump, when it comes to surgeries with kids, what is his opinion on it? What is the stance of the GOP on trans kids surgeries? It's as long as it has approval of the parents, which, just so you know, is literally no different than the Democrats. You want to know why? Because when they talk about parents, they talk about legal guardians. And in all these states, in all these cases where you hear about a kid going through trans surgery, sex reassignment surgery, getting put on hormones, it's always from the approval of the parents or the legal guardians. And in a lot of cases where you hear about a parent that was against it, they were opposed to their kid going through the surgery, and it was against their will, and the kid still got the surgery or was still put on hormones or whatever, it's a situation where that parent already lost custody of the kid because it's in some weird state where they were like, oh yeah, you didn't support your kid's transition, so we're gonna give custody to the parent that's insane and is all for this. There's no difference in what Trump says about it and their stance on the trans surgeries and the Democrats. It changes nothing. You want to go even further, it's like the White House had the first ever dinner party for Grindr. Fucking Grindr! Of all the companies, of all the people, fucking Grindr. The app where gay people go on there and fuck each other in the ass, like it's DoorDash or whatever. The White House just invited them over to have a dinner party. The fucking Biden administration didn't even do that. Bro, they're both gay. They're literally both gay. If I see any of you defending the GOP...
Do you know why? The reason is pretty funny. I'm gonna let y'all look it up. I'm not even gonna say
whatever.
it.
It's like, dude, just say it. You're both gay, bro. There's no difference. What do you see with the differences? What do you see when these people argue? It's peanuts. That's it. It's mere peanuts, dude. It's the same fucking shit. You're both gay. All right, you're gay, dude. That's what it is. And why?
Gay.
Why is there so many gay people in politics? Like, it's so crazy to me, dude. Like, why is there so many gay people and closeted, like, trannies and all these fucking freaks in politics? Aren't these people supposed to be a very small percentage of the population? Why are there so many of them just, like, at the top? You notice that? You can literally throw a rock up in the air in D.C. or at a GOP convention, and you have, like, a 90% chance of hitting a gay person or a closeted gay person or a pedophile. Like, what the fuck? Someone's gonna be like, you're a bigot, Tom. You're a bigot, and you're a horrible person. Look, man, I'm just noticing patterns, all right?
Yeah, just noticing patterns. The pedophile thing, yeah, that's definitely a pattern. Okay, the gay thing, do you have any evidence? Because, like, let's look at the Democrats, okay? How many of them are openly gay? Because Democrats generally... You know, they're in the Senate, they're in the House, they're gay, okay? They're not going to be closeted, right? The conservatives are going to be closeted. The Republicans, okay? Are there exceptions to that? Yeah, like they're openly gay. There was that one guy, that openly gay Republican senator. He got, like, arrested, right? Mario or something, right? Wasn't that his name? Hold on. This is going to bother me. Of course, there's Dick Cheney's daughter, right? George Santos? Yeah, it was George Santos. Yeah, I don't know why Mario. What the fuck was I thinking? I didn't even, wow, I forgot about that. His sentence was commuted by Trump in October. That's crazy. That's crazy. He committed some crazy fraud, dude. What about Mary Cheney? Yeah. Yeah, isn't she, yeah, she's a Republican. I thought she ran for office. Oh. Bush Cheney re-election campaign. Cheney served as the father's director. Okay. Huh. I don't know why I thought she ran. I thought she was a politician.
There's so many. If there's such a small percentage of the population. And I think I figured it out. I think these people are being drawn to DC, and not for the reasons you would suspect. Not because it's the source of power and money and corruption. I truly think it's actually Washington, D.C. I think it's the city. And I think Washington, D.C. is evil. I actually really, truly believe it's an evil place. And I forget who talked about it last year, but I remember some political commentator talked about how they don't like going to Washington, D.C. because when they do, it feels evil. They feel like they're disturbed. There's something occultic going on in that place. It's almost as if so much evil has been done there, and there's been decisions that have been made there that have ended the lives of countless innocents of people in so many different ways. It's almost as if there's been so much evil done in D.C. that place is cursed. Not even just the people, like I'm talking the actual land, the actual buildings. It's like cursed. Even people I know, and pretty much everybody in my family has been to DC multiple times. I've had a bunch of opportunities to go, but I never like really wanted to, so I never did. But even my mom, she would go there for conferences and meetings and events and all these different things. And even her, with some of her poor judgment when it comes to certain people, even her, she'll say like, I had to meet people there or I had to talk to somebody there, and it was weird. Like there was something off about these people. And my mom's been all over the world. She's a very well-traveled person, all over Europe, a bunch of places in the Middle East. She's been to Asia. She's been all over the United States, to some of the scummiest cities where you meet the most fucked up people. Like, you know, places where you would think there's just like fucked up shit happening. And she has nothing really bad to say other than like the usual annoyances. But when it comes to Washington, D.C., she's like, there's something wrong there. And I really do believe that place is evil. Even in a spiritual sense. You know how they talk about how there's spiritual battlegrounds all over. It's like everywhere. I don't even think that's a battleground anymore. I truly think that's just a place where evil dwells. And even if you don't believe in God and you don't believe in, like, I don't know, spirits or ghosts or demons or angels, let me give you an example. It would be the equivalent of you move into a house or you're staying at a house for a night, and the house is really cool. It has a basement. It has a pretty big attic. It's got like really cool architecture. You like the house. You're thinking, yeah, this will be a pretty chill place to crash for the night. You know, I love this house. I'm glad I bought it or whatever. And right before you go to bed, the people that introduce you to the house before they leave, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, hey, 10 years ago, some dude kidnapped a school bus of children and tortured them in the basement and then executed them. And 7 years before that, there's an entire family that committed suicide in the attic. And then 10 years before that, there's a whole group of people that went missing. Yeah, even if you don't believe in spiritual stuff or God or whatever, you would feel uncomfortable. That shit, hearing that shit and being in that place alone, you would like want to leave. No amount of reason or logic, anything you could tell yourself would make you feel comfortable in that home after learning all that. You would actually feel as if something sinister was watching you. Your skin would be crawling and you would just want to go. You wouldn't want to be there. Unless you're some fucking like freak who gets your rocks off at kids getting tortured and shit, which at that point you're evil, so I guess you belong there.
Or maybe if you like me personally, I'm religious. Okay? I have actually experienced this somewhat before. I've been in houses where people died, people were killed. Okay? I even once stayed at a place that was a fucking plantation. That's right, a chattel, an antebellum South chattel slavery plantation. Okay, real fucked up shit going on there. Alright, but, the thing about my religion is, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in, spirits that, like, stick around on this earthly plane. There are some Christians that believe this, but based on what I have read in Scripture, it is just the wrong thing to believe. Okay, your spirit, when you die, it does not stick around on this earthly plane. Okay, now the Bible has described like demons being here on Earth, and I you know, me personally, I don't think I've seen a demon. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, but they're like tricksters, you know, they're like, they fool you, okay, they pull the wool over your eyes, they somehow, like, some people say that they, like, hear demons, they, like, whisper to them and shit. I don't know, but my point is, like, buildings, locations, they are not haunted, okay? Once a person is dead, they are gone. Alright, and if you are not a religious person, it really just doesn't make any sense to feel that way. But, like, yeah, okay, a bunch of school children were murdered in this building. Well, that's, like, really sad. But, like, me personally, like, if I were in that place, I don't think it'd bother me that much. I really don't. Children die every day. We drop bombs on them. It's fucking awful and evil, and it just happens everywhere. All over the planet. America be doing that. Cambodia, Vietnam, Korea, just to name a few. Right? And those were like the ones that were a while ago. Okay, we napalmed them, bombed them. We killed 1 million Iraqis while I was alive. I was alive for that. You know?
Or whatever. But most people, even if you don't believe in any of the stuff, you would not feel safe there after you find that out. It's like, oh, a bunch of people fucking committed suicide in the living room and a bunch of kids got tortured. Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to be there. It's the same thing even for Washington, D.C. Even if you don't believe in any of the stuff.
I know it's... I'm not saying that that's really irrational, by the way. I mean, it is irrational. Kind of, to, like, want to leave after that. But, like, it is... I do understand it. Like, I'm not a fucking robot. Okay, but me personally, that shit doesn't bother me. I don't give a fuck. There was, I remember when I was a kid, I was over at my grandparents' place. My grandfather told me that he bought the house for $20,000 in like 1960 or something. And it was in a nice area. And everybody in his family thought he was crazy for buying it. because it was so much money. But he bought it anyway, and the reason he got it that cheap was because a guy like had recently died in their bedroom, and he told me that he was like, yeah, somebody died here. He had like a heart attack. That I remember. That's one of my earliest memories, and I was like, oh, all right. You know, it happens, man. People be dying in places.
Just knowing how much fucked up shit goes on there,
you'll be okay.
It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you not want to be there. And the people that want to be there, the people that are drawn there, the people that love living there, there's something wrong with them. It's either they got corrupted or they were never corrupted to begin with. It's just where they belong, is in a place where evil dwells and people make decisions in the most fucked up ways. And yeah, there's occultic shit. Yeah, they got like...
You're being reductive. All right. And maybe you know that. Maybe you don't care. But it does matter. Okay, these politicians, they aren't evil, they're human. I don't believe in evil here on this mortal coil. Okay, evil exists somewhere. It's just not here. Okay, heaven, utopia exists somewhere, but not in the human domain. Not yet. We get to choose. And while it may seem like we're going in the direction of evil, I see a lot of good. I see a lot of beauty in humanity. I am on my copium. Okay.
Weird shit going on there. They've always had weird stuff. And I'm also not saying that everybody in DC like does this stuff or whatever, but I've had this thought before, and this might be crazy, but if we have like a total victory, we take this country back, like it's a total Groyper victory, a total America first victory, and we fucking win, bro, and we take the country back, I truly think we should have a conversation. I'm not even lying, that we should just zone off DC and pick another city to be a capital, because that place is like cursed, dude. That place is evil. And I think that's what it is. The reason why you get the most fucked up of everybody when it comes to politics is because they're drawn to it. It's like they're called by something evil, something
set up a
beyond our understanding that doesn't like us and wants to kill us. It exists there, and it's like summoning these people. And it's just, it's fucking evil, bro. I honestly, I have no desire to go there, but that's what you get with these people and with these places. It was always going to be this. It was always going to be the betrayal of MAGA. Or I guess this is what MAGA was always supposed to be. It was supposed to be them using us and then betraying us, and then ultimately betraying the main day ones. All the people that were there from the beginning that fought and lost so much, Trump can just betray them like it's nothing. It's the easiest thing in the world. If Trump was even half the leader that we thought he was or we thought he would be, he would have apologized for something by now. He would have had at least one moment where he would have thought about something before he said it, or he would have been like, maybe I shouldn't throw this person under the bus. Maybe I shouldn't attack this person. Maybe I shouldn't say this about these people. Maybe all the people that voted for me to release the Epstein files, maybe instead of calling them all stupid and retarded and saying that they betrayed me for wanting something that I promised them, maybe I shouldn't say that at all. He could have gone about his day and he could have done all the same shit that day. He didn't have to say that about his supporters, about people that really wanted to get to the bottom of what was going on. He chose to do those things. Because that's the type of person he is. He uses people. He's a liar. He's been lying about Iran and everything that's been going on with this war, constantly over and over, just bullshitting. He bullshits his friends. He bullshits his enemies. He bullshits his supporters. He bullshits everyone. He lies to everyone. He lies to himself. Well, he's constantly getting caught.
I'm glad you figured it out, bro.
At dinner, even his own wife, probably his own kids, saying the exact same shit he says on TV. He literally repeats the same shit over and over and over and over again. You hear one speech, you hear everything he's ever said in the past like 10 years.
Is this what inspired you to start making content?
Everybody knows that by now, and that's it. And he doesn't care.
Hatred for
Trump? He really doesn't give a fuck. He spent more time bitching about people that have criticized
him. For
people who are loyal to him forever. He has spent more time bitching about those people and laughing about how guys like Alex Jones have lost everything they ever had and how it's funny and how he's an idiot. He spent more time doing that than he spent mourning the death of Charlie Kirk, who was a guy who, despite all the differences I might have had with Charlie, Trump spent less time mourning Charlie Kirk's death and really giving a fuck about that dude getting shot and executed in front of the entire world than he has bitching about people that have been loyal to him since day one, including people who were loyal to him in spite of all the fucked up shit he's done recently, because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck about Charlie, who was a guy who went to bat for him every single day in front of Gen Z on college campuses where he was debating stuff, not just for Israel, but for Trump. All the shit we criticized Trump for, kids were lining up to grill Charlie on that stuff, and he would defend him. Because just like Alex, to a certain degree, Charlie was very loyal. And where did that get him? Nothing. It was one of the most viewed videos of someone getting executed, and he fucking did not give a shit. Just like he did not give a shit about Irina Zaruska. He doesn't care about them, and he doesn't care about you. Because all he does is use people to get what he wants. When he talks about how the whole point of MAGA is to always win and to never lose, he really means that. And part of that is even when you question MAGA and when you think, well, hey, what does MAGA even mean? What does it stand for? What's going on? He does what he does with everything. It's the same thing what's going on with Iran. They set out to do one thing, and they can't achieve that, so they change the goalposts. They change the reasoning for why they're doing something, so that way he never loses. And that includes you. You were a part of it until you questioned it, and then now, just like with everything else, he changes the goalposts. You were never one of my supporters. Alex Jones was always an idiot. It's the same shit. If you criticize him, he will turn on you. And this is no different than when people talk about liberals or Democrats and how if you question them and if you're part of their group, they'll eat you alive. It's no different. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. He does not give a single fuck about you. And you know, that's kind of the hardest part about all this is coming to terms with the fact that it was always going to be this way. This is a plot twist to us, but this was always set in stone. This is MAGA. This is the Trump administration. This is the GOP. This is the Republican Party. These people are evil. When they say that they care about anything related to this country or its nationality or its heritage or its freedoms or whatever, it is bullshit. They do not give a single flying fuck about any of it. They lie to you just like everyone else lies to you. And you know what? At some point, we have to literally just say, fuck all these people. And the only path that we have forward, like in closing, if I'm going to say anything, the only path that lies forward for us, it's going to seem like a mad strategy because it is mad. It is crazy, but it's literally the only path you have. It is the only choice you have, is there must be a reckoning for these people. There must be a reckoning for the GOP. Not just the Trump administration. Don't think you can fucking get somebody else in there and it's going to be all flowers and sunshine. No, it has to be burned to the ground. These systems have to be burned to the ground. Even if you are liberal, the DNC is part of the problem as well. That has to be fucking completely changed. But the difference between me and you is that the Republican Party says they represent me. At least for now. They're having a lot of people go out and talk about how they need to placate to others if they want to have any relevancy in the future, but that's a whole other conversation we'll have later. But these are the people that say they are supposed to be for me. They're supposed to represent me. They're supposed to stand for what I believe in. So that's why I have a bone to pick with them, more so than the DNC. And that's why I always talk about the Republicans than really the Democrats. There's already enough people that think like me that bitch and complain about the Democrats all the time. I put my focus on my own because they're not my own. They're liars. And because of them, my country is literally dead. Whatever version of America you think exists, whatever version of America you were raised to believe was what it is or what it was supposed to be or what have you, it's already dead. The stage that America is in is the stage of its death rattle. The air is exiting its lungs. That is the stage of America we're at. The zombification of America is the next evolution. Can these things go on forever? Honestly, yeah. The way this system is kind of designed, the way these people are moving, all of it. Everything from big tech to little tech to the GOP to the DNC to the industrial war complex, every single aspect of this system is designed to literally go on forever. Even if it looks like a third world shithole and if it fucking sucks and everybody is miserable, it is designed not for you to have a prosperous future. It is designed for you to own nothing and be happy. And by happy, it means you are distracted and you are sedated, because let's be honest here, humans can put up with a lot of bullshit. We are capable of living through a lot of stuff. That's just how we are. And this system is designed to kind of prey off that. It is the zombification of America. That's the next stage. It is designed to go on like this forever. And honestly, it can. A lot of people say it's going to collapse. I don't even think it really can. I think the way all this stuff is set up is it can go on forever. It just continuously gets worse, but it gets worse in a way to where you don't really notice it. And when you do, it lets you adjust to it before it changes more radically. And it always gets worse for you. You're nothing more than a slave to these people. The DNC treats black people like they live on a plantation. The GOP treats white people the exact same way. You are no different. You are a slave to this Republican Party. And if you support them, there's literally nothing they can tell you or sell you that will last. It's all a lie. And it has to change. And it will change. It's going to change. There's going to be a reckoning. But we cannot have...
Damn, he's kind of spitting here. Thank you, Tomfo. You know, man, one thing I like about you is the volatility. All right, because sometimes you say things, and I agree with you 100%. And a lot of creators are like this. Okay, with me, from my perspective, I mean. But none more than you. Okay, you say things, and I like agree with you, and then you say some of the most racist, fucking vile dog shit that I've ever heard anyone spew ever. And like it makes me sick, bro. It's the opposite. Basically what I'm saying is watching your videos is like a roller coaster of emotions.
The America we want,
I mean?
Which would have to be a new America. There's no saving this. Like, this is gone. If you want any more proof of that, look at what Trump is doing. Look at what the administration is doing. This two-party system is your enemy. And the only way that we can survive, or the only way we have a chance of taking this country back, in whatever way you think that looks like, because we all disagree on how we're going to do that. Everybody, even on our side, the dissident right, we all disagree on how to change things, how to fix things. But ultimately, we know things have to change. Ultimately, to truly save this nation and to save your future, not just from the economy and resources, but the country's soul, to truly save our souls, we have to burn these systems down. We have to burn down the GOP. And it's going to be radical, and it's going to be completely different because that's never truly been done. But it needs to happen. It's either that happens or you get to be a slave. So you have no third option. There is no, hey, we can get somebody else in. And even if it was possible, honestly, fuck that. I don't even want to do that. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. They deserve nothing less than for us to burn down their shit and to piss all over it. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we need to do. That's what we have to do. That's what's going to happen. But I'm going to end it there. You know, this war, everything that's happening in Iran, everything that this administration is doing, it was always going to be this. And the main thing
you're not fucking doing anything. You're just like... You're just yapping on the internet, okay? This is just like that one Black Mirror episode. And look, I'm sorry to bring it up, okay? I don't really like Black Mirror that much, but this is unironically just like that one Black Mirror episode with the guy with the glass shard, and he has like a talk show, real ones.
The main thing that we can do is to just keep saying that.
Real ones know. The real ones that suffered through watching that entire series, they know what I'm talking about.
They don't want to acknowledge that. A lot of people, they want to stay asleep. So we have to keep doing what we've been doing. We have to keep shifting the Overton window. We have to shatter it. And in a lot of ways, with a lot of subjects, it has been shattered. But not with this one. A lot of people, they still kind of hold on to this idea of what America is and what it's supposed to be. And it's like, dude, it's not any of that. That's not possible at this point. We need to do something different. And we need you. Because Trump was supposed to be our leader. Trump was supposed to be my leader. And he's not. And it ends with him. Just know that. So that's all I'm going to say. I mean, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know below. And if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend.
I think you're an
Follow
idiot.
me on Rumble. I have a lot of exclusives on Rumble, uncensored videos, stuff like that. I'm also on X. I'm always on X. There's always crazy shit happening on X. I'm also on Instagram. I don't think I've ever talked about that, but Instagram is just more for like funny stuff, or like every once in a while I will post just graphic design shit that I do. So it's not really for politics. So that's why I don't really talk about it, but I thought I'd mention it for the first time, I guess, because I've had it for a while now. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and the support that this channel's been getting. It means so much. And as always, guys, Jesus Christ is King of Kings, Lord of Lords. America first.
Yeah, whatever, man.